Hello, I'm Dr. J. Smith, and welcome to Senior Health. If you're over 60 and you've ever wondered how the everyday choices on your plate could quietly influence your long-term wellness, especially when it comes to keeping chronic risks at bay as you enjoy these golden years with family, grandkids, or simply staying independent and full of energy, then stay with me. Today, we're talking about a powerful truth backed by major health organizations. Up to 40% of cancers are potentially preventable through lifestyle steps we can take right now. And one of the most impactful ways, the foods we choose every single day. In this video, I'll walk you through 4 major categories of foods that can unintentionally support conditions where unwanted cell changes thrive. And I'll share the straightforward, senior-friendly nutritional approach I recommend to my patients over 65 to nourish your body instead, help calm inflammation, strengthen your natural defenses, and promote vibrant aging. Let's start with something many folks don't realize. Our modern eating patterns often include items that seem convenient and even healthy, but they can quietly contribute to ongoing low-level irritation in the body. One key culprit: ultra-processed items loaded with added emulsifiers and stabilizers. These are the additives that give that smooth texture to things like non-dairy creamers, certain protein shakes, ready-made sauces, ice creams, or even some light yogurts and dressings. On-screen text: common culprits. Check labels for polysorbate 80, carboxymethylcellulose, CMC, carrageenan, mono, and diglycerides. Why does this matter for us as we age? Research shows certain emulsifiers can interfere with the natural protective barrier in your digestive system, allowing irritants to trigger persistent inflammation. Chronic inflammation isn't dramatic, it simmers quietly. But over time, it creates an environment less ideal for healthy cell function and more welcoming to trouble. Think of your gut lining like a well-maintained garden fence. It keeps things in order. When emulsifiers break down that protective mucus layer, it's like the fence weakens, letting weeds take hold. B-roll: senior gently tending a garden, close-up of healthy gut illustration fading to inflamed. The good news: you can dial this back without overhauling everything. First, become a label detective. Look for those long chemical names I mentioned. If they're in the first few ingredients, consider setting it aside. Second, opt for simpler versions. Choose plain nut or seed milks with just a handful of recognizable ingredients. Use real cream in small amounts if you enjoy coffee. Whip up your own olive oil and vinegar dressing, or pick snacks where you recognize every word. And here's my favorite guideline: the family kitchen rule. If it doesn't sound like something your grandmother or mother would have used in her home cooking, your body probably doesn't need it either. This one simple shift can dramatically lower that simmering irritation and support better overall vitality as you stay active and enjoy life. Now, another hidden concern comes from nature itself: certain natural compounds that can appear when foods aren't stored ideally. I'm talking about aflatoxins, produced by molds in warm, moist conditions. These can show up in crops like peanuts, corn products, some tree nuts such as pistachios or almonds, and certain grains. The foods themselves aren't the issue. It's contamination during storage or transport, especially with imports or bulk buys. Let me be clear: nuts and grains are wonderful for heart health, brain function, and steady energy in our later years. They don't cause problems on their own. But aflatoxins can stress the liver over time and are linked to higher risks for certain issues when exposure builds. For us seniors, protecting liver function is key to staying sharp and energetic. On-screen text: aflatoxins right arrow liver stress right arrow increased long-term risk. Practical steps: stick to trusted brands that source from drier regions. Store nuts in the fridge or freezer after opening, enjoy them within a few weeks, and toss any that look off or taste bitter. Roasting at home can help reduce levels somewhat too. Small choices here go a long way toward keeping your body's detox system strong, so you can keep walking the dog, playing with the little ones, or tending your flowers without unnecessary worry. Next, let's address the role of quick-energy carbohydrates. Many everyday staples turn rapidly into blood sugar, and sustained high levels can feed into growth signals like insulin and related factors that cells sensitive to these changes pick up on more readily. Cancer cells often rely heavily on this rapid fuel pathway, known as the Warburg effect, where they burn glucose aggressively for energy and building blocks, even when oxygen is plentiful. B-roll: simple animation of normal cell versus active glucose use in altered cells. It's like giving a car high-octane fuel constantly. It revs hard, but over time that acceleration can strain the system. In the body, frequent spikes also ramp up insulin and similar signals that encourage cell division, and some cells become extra responsive to them. But here's the empowering part. You don't need to eliminate carbs. Focus on quality and timing. Swap refined options for slower digesting ones rich in fiber. Trade white bread for whole grain or sprouted varieties. Pasta for bean-based pastas, lentils, or quinoa sugary breakfast cereals for plain oats topped with fresh berries, and desserts for Greek yogurt with a handful of fruit. Cut back on added sweetness in drinks and treats. Think less soda, sweet teas or juices, more herbal tea, sparkling water with lemon, or plain water infused with cucumber or mint. These shifts provide steady energy without the roller coaster, helping maintain balanced weight, stable blood sugar, and lower those growth prompts. Many of my patients in their 70s and 80s report feeling more even-keeled and energetic after making these changes. Finally, a word on alcohol. It's classified by global health experts as a Group 1 carcinogen, meaning there's strong evidence it contributes to risks for cancers like those of the colon, breast, liver, and esophagus, even in modest amounts. When processed, alcohol breaks down into compounds that can irritate tissues, interfere with repair processes, disrupt nutrient balance, and amplify other vulnerabilities. Even one drink daily can nudge risks higher, particularly for certain types. This isn't about judgment. Many enjoy a glass socially. But for cancer prevention, less truly is better. Cutting from regular drinks to occasional or switching to non-alcoholic alternatives makes a meaningful difference in your overall resilience. If you take away nothing else today, remember, small, consistent choices compound over time to support your body's natural defenses. This video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making changes to your diet or lifestyle, especially if you have existing conditions. If this resonated with you, if it gave you a clearer path to feel more in control of your health as you age, please give it a thumbs up, drop a comment with your age or one change you're inspired to try, and share it with someone you care about. Subscribe and hit the bell for weekly guidance on staying mobile, sharp, energized, and independent in your later years. For more on building a protective eating pattern tailored for seniors, check the link in the description to my free guide on nourishing choices for healthy aging. Stay proactive about your health, stay vibrant, and stay blessed. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.